Okay, so with that, now to finish pulling off this stuff. It's not the easiest thing. And I got fingernails, so it's not like trying to get the end of it started. At least it's tape that comes off. Okay. So, all that for the top piece of glass, which is completely in a package itself. So we'll put this aside for a minute and not stick it to the table. So, what's inside? Block of foam, looks like these were hooked under in here. Accessory package. Giant thing of dry stuff. And I guess that. Finish peeling this off. Okay. It's the same thing, it's like all the way around. So, that's where we're at right now. So in the manual, it shows you the accessories, which are all in this box. So let's go to that first. Because in this box is an Allen key I need. Inside the box, you have brackets and screws, some more doohickeys, the hot end, let's see what that says that is. That is a 6-pin bamboo bus cable. Power cord. Another little instruction pack of some kind. Touch screen. So be careful with that, don't just toss it. And then in the bottom, Allen key. Two different Allen keys. And looks like one of those little pins to clean the actual hot end. So what I was looking for is the Allen keys. There's 2 Allen keys here. Okay. Next would be to take. We got the optional 4-roll AMS system. This is this piece that's inside. So there's a little box of styrofoam that are in here. They don't look like they move out pretty easily enough. The one I can turn and drop it down, you see. And that freed that up. The other one. So we're at the part in the manual where it shows you take out these 2 screws. So when there's 2 Allen wrenches, it's the larger of the 2. So we're going to take out these 2 screws so we can lift out the AMS system that we got. Two. Now that they're out, we should be able to lift out the AMS system. So I don't know if this foam block, now that I got it loose, can I get this foam block out of here? Yes. Tilt it a little bit. So we're going to lift this straight up. It's actually really light. So that's that. So the next part in this, after you take out the AMS system, is at the bottom here. It's not a very clear picture. It shows you a front view, but what you're actually looking at when it says arrows, points in here, what you're actually looking at is in the instructions there's arrows here, which are actually these arrows in here. So we're going to take out, use the large Allen key again. Something on the inside from shipping, packing. That out. And that is just for shipping. I'm assuming it's just to hold the actual tray from moving during shipment. And so what the next step we have in here in the manual is to remove the foam from the cardboard and the actual excess chute that's up here. So, but before we do that, I looked ahead in the manual, and it tells you there's 1, 2, 3 screws to take the Allen heads out, but it doesn't say anything about removing this foam. So this foam comes out right now because the rest of the foam is trapped underneath of the hotbed. So when we go to do those screws, we'll take that foam out. So right now we're going to go to the foam. Can you see up here? So right now we're going to go to this foam here in this excess chute. Just a little piece of styrofoam. Put your finger in and then pick it up. Yep. The next thing is I have my flashlight. I have it sitting in there, but just remove the cardboard from the print head. Should probably do this two-handed. Don't want to do that. It's falling over. All right. Okay. Don't do that. Okay, so remove this. Trying not to. It's like our wedges in here pretty good. It appears to be semi-trapped. There's a piece. Okay, that's out. There's a little piece. Looks like it was on this stuff. There was 2 of these. One of them is behind. You see it down there. It's trapped behind. You can't. Little piece that was trapped behind. So I'm guessing it's okay to push that side to side. front it says to tear the inner seal and take off the film, basically. So there's an inner seal. I'm assuming it's saying this is for tear. I'll pull this off. Adhere itself to anything. The top piece that we took off, and it's the same thing. You have to pull that. Okay, so set that in there. That's good. So that's the top on, and then we're going to put this up on top. The tube here for the filament. So peel this off. And there's no instructions for this, but I'm going to say you just push it in. That's it. Push it in, it's locked in there. And then our bus cable. You look at the cables here, and you have a 4-pin and a 6-pin. So the 6-pin goes from the top, snap it in. Cable in, you can only put it in one way. It clicks in, so you can't pull it out. So I'm going to say the flat one goes in here, that turns, and then the underside. So there's, you can see there's not a whole lot to this cable. This cable's got plenty of access. I guess in case you want to slide this forward, you have access to move it around. So from this page, you flip the page, you're onto this part where it's saying to remove this screw to install a spool holder, which is this. This is your spool holder, and this is your screw here that you're going to install the spool holder in this position. But being we have the AMS system, this is not needed. So this part of the assembly of the 3D printer, we're going to take out a screw here, here, and here. The Allen head is the larger Allen head. So tight spot. And take out the last, take out that screw, and then had a minor incident where I knocked the camera over, so it was real close to my arm. Take out this last screw here to the hotbed. I'll free it up. Okay, the screws out of the hotbed. Next step we're going to do here is we're going to install the touchscreen. So this step, and this step. So we'll take it out of the package. Touchscreen. screen. And then we're going to see if we can. Carefully pull the tape off. Don't pull the ribbon out too far. And there's a spot in here. I'm dropping my flashlight. So you can see in here, the ribbon cable is going to go in that spot in there. And it can only go one way. So when you're looking at your touch screen, look at your little attachment hooks and make sure they're going to the left. Okay, because when this goes in, you're going to put it in and push to the left to lock it in. So that way, if you're looking at it this way, then you know you're in the correct direction. But if you're looking at it this way and they're facing to the right, then you're upside down. And if you're going to try attaching everything, it's upside down. So you want to be with the feet facing to the left. I call it feet because they look like 4 feet. So with it like that, take and snap in. I may have to see if I can. I don't have a lot of room here to stretch the cable outward. And the ribbon cable snapped in. It's down all the way, both sides. I heard it actually click in. There's like little attachments in there to make it, if you were to want to release it, you'd have to press them. So now you want to feed your feet in. That's it. Your screen's on and it's locked in. That click was it locking in. So where we're at in the video now is the inside of this. So I'm questioning when this foam comes out. I'm assuming once the bed moves, the power hasn't been powered on. We still have the power cord here, and reading through the manual, it says in the section of printer binding at the bottom of the first page of printer binding, down here, it's like the tiniest little red print. It says, do not remove the protective foam from beneath the hotbed until after the initial calibration is complete. So, as it says, we're not going to remove this foam until it's complete. But all our screws are out, everything's set. This is on the top. So up on the top is this extra tubing. So I don't know if there's anything else in here other than the little desiccant packs, which when we're ready, I guess we just open these, open the packs. You can see there's a little piece of tape holding on it. Remove plastic bag, desiccant before use. So you can see one here, one here. These little covers just snap in place. So you just press. I'm going to have to open it. This little piece of tape holding it. I'm just going to fight you to open it, but we'll take this desiccant out of the plastic bag so that way it'll be ready to absorb any moisture inside of the AMS. So basically we cut it open and take your bag of desiccant. Looks like it's just stuck together, so you just drop that in there. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. And we don't need these little stickers anymore. So put this cover back on. So get our desiccant back in there, both sides, snaps in. We're good to go, ready to load our spool. So the next part of this says to download Bambu Handy, the app itself. So we're going in to the market. Okay, open the app, and it has Bambu Handy greatly values your privacy and personal information. Before using the Bambu Handy app, please read the user agreement to fully understand terms and agreement. If you agree, please tap agree to start using the app. So, allow Bambu. Once it's open, you can see all models, designs, contests, and then information down below. And I'm going to say we're going down here to where it says device. So, now we want to bind the printer. So, to bind the printer, we're going to power it on. So, we get our power cord. And just like every PC and any other device electronics, it's got the basic cord, power cord. So I'm going to plug it in, the back near the bottom. You can only go one way. I'm going to plug it into the wall. Oop. I guess it would help take off the protective cover. Plug it into the wall, and then right above the plug is a power switch. Oh. Right above the plug is a power switch. There it's working. One of the things you want to do first is to create an account. So I'm going to take a minute and create the account for the Bambu Labs. Okay, while you're doing your account setup for the Bambu Handy, and you're putting your information in, and you can see my username. Well, I mistyped it and hit save by accident. So if you mistype it and hit save by accident, you're stuck with that name for 180 days, which I'm stuck with Curboard for 198 days. So anyway, that's where we're at here. So on to the next step. So once you're in your Handy app, your Bambu Handy app, I'm going to down here to devices, and you'll see bind printer. So let's see, does this wake up? It says, I don't know if you can see that. Can you read that? Okay, so up here is your languages. We're going to pick English. I didn't peel the tape off the touchscreen, but English, next. And then we're going to say what country we're in. We're in North America. The next page that comes up is connect the network. So we're going to connect our network. So it shows a little green check mark once you're connected to your network, and then you hit next. And then you would do your login, scan the QR code to log into the printer. So that's where we get our bind printer, I'm assuming here. So, and then I'm going to confirm who we want to. I'm going to confirm who we want to bind to. Printer to bind. Printer to bind to. So it's pretty much instant. And that's it. Once we have the printer and the phone binded, just doesn't sound right. And then you have terms to agree to. So I'm going to say, we kindly help you improve everyone's printing. It's completely up to you if you want to do this. You know, I guess they want to know what we're printing. So I'm going to and then I'm going to hit next, and then it's going to say calibrate. So you're not supposed to remove the foam. I'm not supposed to remove the foam until it's done calibrating. That's what the manual says, like I was saying before at the bottom here. I'll say it again. Do not remove the protective foam from beneath the hotbed until the initial calibration is complete. Well, I can't even talk today.
Are we supposed to take that paper off of there?
Probably.
It's probably gonna be outside.
Hey, get up.
It's gonna take off. So nowhere in the instructions did it say anything about removing that piece of paper from the hotbed build plate. So I don't know if that's going to mess up our calibration. We may have to rerun the calibration again. Okay, so calibration is complete. We're going to pull out the foam that goes completely, because you couldn't tell, goes completely underneath the hotbed, and that's it. There's nothing else in there. So the next thing is this little piece of paper here, and nowhere did it say to remove this before calibration, except for when it was being calibrated, it went right on the paper to touch the bed, I guess. So I'm going to say this might screw up our calibration, and we're going to have to redo our calibration. So on the app, we want to go up in here to where it has the 3 lines, and on the 3 lines you'll see machine assistant calibration. We're going to go and redo the calibration again. So let's see if this starts. It takes several minutes. Start calibration. Okay, so we'll let it run through the process. Let's see how long it takes us. I just started it, but I'm about 30 seconds late on the stopwatch, but let's see how long it takes. Shows it on the screen here, 25%. person. I have the
Show stuff over.
yeah, you can stop. So we're like 70% in, and we're probably like 10 minutes into the print calibration. So printer calibration on here is saying approximately 21 minutes. So as I'm, this is like the third time we've tried to calibrate this thing, and the reason is I think I might have accidentally hit the stop button on calibration because it's so close to where I have my thumb on the phone. So we're running it again, and we'll see how it goes. So we're like 25% in to the calibration. Like 35% into the calibration. So it's going to take off. Says complete. Says complete. So we're pulling out the sample. Little taped end piece here. Put it into the first slot. Get it off. Tape is really on there, so I'm gonna break the end off. I should cut it. Jeez. Tape was on there. So
Does it say that you have to like? Close it.
No. Let's see.
It says.
Hold on.
We didn't. I'm gonna close this part.
Wait.
Come on, I'm gonna pause the video.
Okay, so you missed it here on film, but there was a next button and it brought you to the calibration, finish, and start printing screen. Wait. So, start printing screen. I'm saying wait because I thought you were gonna push something. So it's my fault. Ignore my assistant is doing things. Okay, a new firmware has been detected. So let's take it 10 minutes.
I don't think I need to yet.
Okay, so go home. Okay, so we've got this, and I guess it doesn't do anything. The instructions, next instructions say to, after calibration is complete, to go to loading the spool, insert filament into inlet, It'll be automatically preloaded when detected.
Push it harder.
No, I don't want to break anything. Let's move it over one.
the calibration before it prints. That is the print.
Okay, now we're at the end of the video for the assembly of the Bambu Labs X1 Carbon here. And we've had it for 4 months now. We've run through a lot of filament, and we are basically put on paper any issues we may have had or not had. So in 4 months of printing, we've strictly done the Bambu Labs software for slicing, nothing else. We haven't used anything else. We run it all Bambu Labs for the machine. What you see on the machine here are some of the items that they printed in unbelievable detail for a printer. It's excellent, and the accuracy is phenomenal. My wife and kids started an Etsy store, and they produce this stuff and sell it. So one of the things they sell, and my son created, was this road. It's let me see here. Little sections of road, and they snap together with phenomenal detail. If I can snap together so you can build these road sections. They snap together, come apart, but they snap together really nicely and tightly, so you can see with extreme detail. So extremely good detail for a 3D printer. So what these roads are for, and what all this stuff is for, they are feeders and hides for isopods and insects. Okay, so we got that out. That was a tough one for me. So of that, moving on to other stuff on my list, the PLA supports can be tough to remove on small items. PLA support filament leaves a residue on colored filament that needs to be rubbed off. that's a pain. So, only one time of all the use of the printer in the past 4 months have we noticed that the servers were down. It's not a huge issue. Other sites go down all the time, so it's pretty good. Let's see here. So we've tried it. You know, early on we got some Bambu Lab filaments, and we've had for other printers, we have rolls and rolls, spools and spools of our own filament that we've had off-brand from Bambu Labs. And we tried taking from a cardboard spool and moving it over to one of the reusable spools to make it easier on us and label color, and that's not easy to do. Not even if you bought it brand new and kept it together, it's not easily transferable from another brand to Bambu Labs. So we'll move on from that. So we strictly run nothing but Bambu Labs through this. Let's see, we bought off-brand build plates, and we have some Bambu, but we also have a whole bunch of others like graphite-looking ones and you know, composite-looking ones or whatever they are, and a whole bunch of different ones. So all the off-brand build plates we have worked perfectly in the machine. Let's see, what else we have on here. So I'm so used to other 3D printers being relatively quiet. They run. You can hear the one in the background running now. This one here, from day one, I swear it makes the most horrific noises, like it's crashing and banging, especially when it goes, the extruder moves side to side. It really clangs and bangs around in there. I swear. I mean, it hasn't broken yet, but it really sounds horrific when it's flying around inside there. So, you know, let's see, what else here do I have on my list? So, one of the biggest problems we've had was with extruder jams, and we originally thought that it was only with the off-brand filament that we were using. The off-brand filament, the only off-brand filament that we had a problem with was a yellow, and it jammed on us once, took the whole thing all apart. It jammed a second time, a whole, you know, weeks later. When we had the second jam on the yellow and off-brand, that was when we decided that we were no longer going to run anything off-brand through the Bambu Labs, because we didn't want a chance having another extruder jam like that and have to disassemble the head completely and tear all the way apart all the way down to the gears to clean it out and fix it. So we just had, with Bambu Labs, their yellow, we just had an extruder jam. Same exact thing, same exact way, same exact piece that's jammed in there. So I don't know if it's just a coincidence that we had two jams with off-brand, and it's the only color that we've ever had a jam with of all the stuff we run through the machine in 4 months. Yellow is the only color we had a problem with, off-brand and Bambu Labs. So it could be just a coincidence, I don't know. And so we've run a lot, rolls and rolls of filament and also support filament through the machine, and have had no issues except for with the yellow. Okay, and about the little figures on the machine here is my wife and kids created an Etsy shop, and they design and they create, design, and 3D print these. So these are all original designs, and some of them are multicolored, like the pumpkins are multicolored, but the houses are not. The houses are, this little house here, the black and the white are hand painted, and the other house here, let's see, it's completely hand painted though. So I'm just putting the houses up here for comparison. The house started white and it's been hand painted. So that's it for these houses. Other than that, multicolor is really, this printer excels. And each one of these jack-o'-lanterns. So the pumpkin.
Jack-o'-lantern.
So the jack-o'-lantern has a little lid, like a real jack-o'-lantern.
And another thing that I was thinking about here is, I'll show you this little burial plot for the isopods. So for every color change, this is something that, to me, I don't think I've seen it anywhere, and it's not something they advertise or put out for the X1 Carbon on, say, Times, but I've basically found that no matter what, every single color change that you make, it will add approximately 3 minutes and 30 seconds, 3.5 minutes for every single color change that you make. If you had, for some reason, in one layer had 4 color changes, you're going to add like 13 minutes, 14 minutes. You know, if you have in the whole print, every layer you had to make a color change, you're going to add 3.5 minutes for every single time you make a color change. So that's something I don't see anywhere. It's not something they advertise. So it's not the end of the world. It's just something that you really should know, or people should know about making color changes. On the subject of color changes, I have over here, if we can see in the video or not, but I have a spool of support filament. And with support filament, every support you add is like having a color change. So not only does it take time for every change from color to support, it's also adding cost, because the support filament is fairly expensive. Yeah. I don't know. So the support filament adds some cost. It's fairly expensive for the support filament. So it adds time and cost in the print. And that's something that a lot of people don't really put together when you're using a support filament. You really don't think about that until you actually are doing it. So literally, if you're building something that supports, you literally, every layer is going to have a change to that support filament, and that is going to add 3.5 minutes for every single layer. So a little, say, tiny cube, we were just looking it up, but a little tiny cube that has no color changes to it is 15 minutes. But if you add a color change for every single layer in that cube, it adds over 3 hours to that tiny cube because of the color changes. Think of supports, same thing. Or if you had a color change and a support change, then you're really getting into multiple changes per layer. You're going to add, you could say, if you had only 3 changes from 2 different colors and a support, you could add 10, 11 minutes to every single layer just to do those changes, and the cost, the added cost of those supports. So that's just one more thing I think people aren't aware of when it comes to 3D printing with this or any other printer. So I guess that's it. I mean, other than everything coming out absolutely perfect detail, really fine prints, amazing speed on the machine compared to other machines I have. I have stuff that I've been printing, and it's like literally, thing tells me 11, 12 hours, and then I put it on here and it says like 3, and I'm like, wow, I can't even, you know, it doesn't, my brain doesn't compute that, like the speed. It just, and to watch it fly around in there, it's pretty amazing. It's a very amazing printer. Everything works in 4 months. Other than the jam, phenomenal. I would buy, I'm probably going to buy a second one soon. So it's a great machine. So other than my list, I guess that's it. I mean, that's my video and my ending critique of the machine and 4 months worth of use. And I also have, I'll put it at the end of this video, I have a video for fixing a very easy fix for the extruder jam on the printer head on this. So if this video helped you out, give me a like, share, and subscribe, because you never know what I'm going to do next.